So as you guys can see, we learn about filling temporary positions in your office, how to help more patients chew and smile with confidence. I'm ready for my next guest when my team is ready to bring them up. So how money moves through your practice is a very important thing. I don't know if I'm a genius, but if your office goes out of business, you cannot help anyone. So it's important to stay in business. And it's also important as morale as a practice owner to run a practice that has the right profitability for you. So I'm so thrilled to have Vincent Crump on here with us. Vincent was in Philadelphia recently. First time on Talking Nachos. Vincent, just catch our audience up. What do you do to help increase success, decrease stress, and reduce crying inside?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, thanks for having me on, Paul. It was a blast out in Philly. We'll talk more about that later. So my company, Midline Dental Partners, we focus primarily on revenue cycle management and then your relationship with PPO companies. So what we try to do is make sure that your company gets paid as quickly as possible from the time that that claim is created with the insurance company to the time that it actually comes back into your bank account. One of the primary focuses we have is actually looking at that data infrastructure of what goes into your business, what's in your patient management software. It's like anything else, clean data in, clean data out, quicker you get paid.
Where do you see, Vincent, that's great. Where do you see problems, stresses? One of the things is, and it's a very normal feeling, sometimes I'm working, prior to the Dental Nachos, I was working full time. I'm working, feel like I'm busy. I don't even know how much money we're making. My accountant's telling me this. And, someone might say, how do you not know? But it's easy for that to happen in the game of playing practice owner basketball because you're refereeing fights, you're doing things with patients, you're trying your best. So where do you see practice owners either make mistakes, not pay enough attention to the profitability part of their practice?
So the biggest things are the line items on your P&L, and wages are one, consumables are another. So being able to have a trusted partner, whether it be an external company like myself, or you have an internal person that you can really champion, you have to have someone paying attention to where your money is going and how your money is being created more so than anything else. You have someone else coming on talking about coding, and that's a perfect example of what happens where miscoding leads to denied claims, which leads to money just hanging out there and insurance companies getting to collect interest on it. So the cleaner your systems are, and the more you have someone watching that, and the more you're paying attention to how you're spending your money, just like a home budget, that's how you create profitability.
I love that. And, one of the things, we have a lot of friendly interaction on the Facebook group, and I love being challenged and I love debate. And I just saw an insurance claim where it was $165 for the services, and it was paid at $65. So that gap is quite large, right? And as the dentist, we are handcrafting this. So I want to kind of point out, if this was a commodity like a toothbrush, and I bought a bunch of them for $100 and I sold some for $105, I didn't have to do any work to make those toothbrushes. But if I had to handcraft those fillings, so talk to us about this insurance gap. It's a common topic. It's one thing I believe is destroying the morale of dentists. Really, you do work for $200 and insurance says, well, it's only $87 in our mind. There are ways to make this better. What are some of those ways?
So looking at your market saturation, the amount of patients that you have with every individual insurance company and how much revenue you're generating with it. Everything in life is negotiation. I mean, you have young girls, 4-year-olds, negotiate about everything. So you have that ability with insurance companies. The reality is you need a trusted partner that understands those larger network relationships. They're saying, hey, I don't have to interact directly with Paul's Spoiled Guac PPO, but if I take Fresh Guac PPO from this umbrella network, instead of getting $65, I'm actually going to get $104, and I get to do better work for my patient.
I did have a life before this Facebook group. I think people think I sprouted up like a Cabbage Patch dentist and be like, prior to this, we had a guy who helped us negotiate insurance with one Spoiled Guac PPO. It was awesome. I think we paid him $5,000. He returned 10x that at least. We were in network with this plan for 4 years. So there is help out there. My team can share that. As we wrap up, Vincent, I really would like to talk about ROI, relationships, opportunity, and impact, not just money.
Yeah.
What relationship do you play with these practice owners? Are they contacting you daily? Are they doing Zooms with you? I think there's a lot of people would say, I would like to have a Vincent Crump in my life. I would like to have somebody who's looking over my shoulder, but what does this look like in the game of their practice owner life?
Yeah. So the life cycle of negotiating insurance, if you're an established practice, is in all honesty, 12 months. A lot of people think that it's hey, 2 months and a quick flip. The way that my company works is in the first 60 to 90 days, depending on the complexity, we have a more frequent touch with you virtually. We do have an option for in-person as well, but most go virtual because we can do everything on the back end. COVID taught us that. So it's usually, a weekly, bi-weekly basis that we're having consistent calls. Then it goes to more of a monthly touch. And after we start to get the negotiation pieces in place, we actually coach the owners on how to look at their forecasted revenue trends and know what's coming up down the road to say, if I keep this patient capacity, I know what I'm going to be doing 12 months from now. To your point of, when can I take a vacation? When can I get away from the chair for a little bit?
And I think, one of the things is the morale of the person. I said this on a podcast 5 years ago. The morale of the person prepping your crown should matter to patients. It should matter to your team, because without that person, the whole thing collapses. And you're going to see dentists, and we've seen it, just change careers. And then that practice doesn't have anyone supporting it anymore. I'm going to wrap up with two things here. I want to text Midline to 215-543-6454 to learn more. If someone wanted to reach out to you directly, Vincent, how could they do that?
So our website, midlinedentalpartners.com, you can book a consultation directly through there. I actually handle all of the onboarding so people have clarity. Every practice is different. Every journey is different. I want to make sure we get you where you want to go specifically.
Awesome. And please, Nacho team, tag our Job Connect team, because Vincent, you've been a great supporter of Job Connect. You've encouraged your clients to reach out to us to hire an associate. Just in the most fundamental way, why have some of your clients needed or wanted a dental associate?
Same reason as Mitchell Rubenstein.
Yeah.
It's balance. The biggest thing is, you need to avoid burnout. And the reality is, if you have someone guiding you to show how you can do it financially, you would actually be surprised how much you can maintain your personal income level, but not have to be handpiece and rheostat.
And you just have a licensed person. You're going to meet Kate when you come next. She's my office manager, friend, patient care coordinator. Sometimes I go, oh, Kate, look, the front desk, they billed out like 2 fillings. It was just one. She goes, thanks, Paul. I go, can you come and help me with my filling now? And I go, oh yeah, that's illegal, right? Yep. So you can have a great office manager, a great hygienist, a great assistant. They are not licensed dentists, and they legally cannot help you with certain things. And that's why your sanity is so key. So the Dentist Job Connect program, not only do we advertise it, make sure your clients are also searching our resume database for that. And the thing that really is valuable to me, you met me in person when I came to Ohio. That was great. But you're not into a Dental Nachos event, and you took the leap of faith to fly to Philadelphia, hang out with us for the Level Up event. Tell our entire world your review of that experience. Did you meet good people, have fun? Was it different than other dental events? We're curious to know.
It is. Your Facebook group and the camaraderie was clearly apparent in Philly. That I had great connections, and again, people that I've like Maudie, people that I've interacted with.
I gave it a dentistry.
Yeah. I got to meet everyone. It was great. The relationships are the biggest part, because let's be honest, sometimes you need someone to commiserate with, someone can lift you up. It was wonderful to meet some of the other sponsors and be able to say, hey, you've got this client, they need this help. It's a way to make sure that dentists are actually taken care of, and they can focus on what's most important, which is the patient.
And I want to share, and I love what we're doing here virtually, because we can click on a button and talk for 8 minutes and broadcast it. And there's not a replacement for face-to-face trust. So when you meet Jim Kashmar or you meet these people in person, there's a trust factor. And this is why I want to say to dentists, associates, sponsors, everyone, when you take the time to meet a group face-to-face, the trust factor in you goes up, the trust factor referrals. Not only do you leave with friends and fun, but they also say, oh yeah, that was the guy that was at the Level Up event. We're at the Sip and Stroll, the happy hour baked into the event. So I really appreciate you doing that. And now I'm just going to kindly annoy you to come to every event. So just, that it's like the first time, and now you're going to come all the time, Vincent.
Oh yeah, no problem, Paul. I'll look forward to it.
Thanks for sharing with me.
Yep.